Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games and forgotten settings the roll the dice they deserve. I'm your host, Game Master George, and I love dinosaurs. And apparently, I've passed that on to my son. So naturally, when I see dinosaurs as part of a game, I get excited. Not just for my own childlike desire to play with dinosaur miniatures, but also for the opportunity to find another tool to help bring kid number one into tabletop RPGs. Jury's still out on what will work with kid number two. But with this in mind, I wanted to take a look at some of the games which choose not just to have a dinosaur show up in their monster manual, but to make it an intrinsic part of the game itself. And wow, there are a surprising number of them. So today we'll be taking a quick look at 5 of these games, these dino-focused romps. Each will have them as a major focus in the game or setting. No games that just have a token T-Rex in their monster manual. I've tried to choose ones which differ from each other, be it in tones, mechanics, or the target audience. So there will hopefully be something for each of you. Unless you think dinosaurs are stupid, in which case, I guess drop your dino hate comment, smash that dislike button, unsub, and close the video immediately. I can't wait to see how much retention drops there. Now with that, let's get started. All right, now that the dino haters are gone, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I love dinosaurs, but they can be a bit goofy. After all, a 12-foot tall, 40-foot long killing machine doesn't exactly fit seriously within every setting. So let's steer into the campiness with Kosmosaurs. In Kosmosaurs, you play as a member of an elite team of special agents, defending the galaxy from evil. You are also a dinosaur. You pick a species of dinosaur and the role you play in your elite team. You also assign 5 points between your 2 attributes, Cosmo and Soar. Cosmo is used for your intellectual and social actions, while Soar is for when you use your raw dino strength. You then get a list of some things you're good at, bad at, things you have, and things you know. This is a simple D6 system, where you'll roll a number of D6s and see what the highest number shown is. You succeed on a 4 or higher. Fail if it's lower. 6s get special effects, and 1s get special spectacular failures. At a base, you roll a number of dice equal to Cosmo or Soar, depending on the action taken. Then you gain a d6 for everything on your sheet which could help you in that task. However, if the thing you're attempting is something you are bad at, you lose a d6. This game is meant to channel the essence of the Saturday morning cartoon, with spacesuit-wearing dinosaurs fighting evil space wizards. So don't take it too seriously here. It is a great game for an impromptu game night with quick character creation and a large section of the book being dedicated to helping the GM create a random adventure. So don't be afraid to embrace the wacky. Okay, we all know dinosaurs are pretty intimidating. Well, at least until you consider modern advancements. In truth, I can't see real dinosaurs posing much of a large threat with modern defenses in play. So let's take some of that away. Enter Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, a post-apocalyptic game based on the comic Xenozoic Tales and pulling its mechanics from Twilight 2000. In this setting, humanity was forced into isolation in underground cities to escape a world-ending catastrophe in the year 2020. This book came out in 1991. Hundreds of years later, survivors emerged to find the world overgrown, with new dino terrors roaming the land. Armed with what little technology they can salvage, the players must survive this world gone mad, and probably drive a Cadillac at some point. This game uses a roll under system, rolling d10s and seeking to roll under a value, usually an attribute or skill. Meanwhile, characters are built by a combination of point expenditure and through skill packages, careers. Each character will get a career to start, then roll 3d6. That is how many years they have spent in that career. Add that value to 17, and you have their age at the start of the game. Or you could choose not to have a career and start at age 17, but even the game says they can't imagine why you would want to do that. Combat is... oof, that's gonna take some getting used to. It's strange. There are combat rounds and phases. Each round is 30 seconds, broken down into 6 phases of 5 seconds each. Why this distinction? Well, each phase is numbered, starting at 6 and going down to 1. You may take one action during a phase, but only if your initiative is equal to or greater than that phase number. Look, I won't lie here. I have read and run dozens of games, and this combat system is a bit intense. Something I would have expected to see in a roll and add or success-based system, not a D10-based roll under one. But hey, if you want some crunchy combat for your dino pleasure, this might be what you're looking for. Despite being a bit clunky, the world the game and comic creates is pretty interesting. So consider giving it a read if you want some post-apocalyptic dino action. Okay, let's talk one of those for you with kids. After all, every kid likes dinosaurs, right? No? Your kid prefers princesses? Well, then allow me to offer you Dinosaur Princesses. Obviously, yes, this is a game geared toward children. Not to say adults can't have some fun with it. If playing as a magical princess carnosaur doesn't bring you some small joy, you're probably on the wrong video. But the game itself is simplified and designed to hold the attention of young ones. The game is a D6 success-based system, with 4, 5, and 6 being successes. The players use words to add to their pool of dice. These words come from the character creation process, where players choose what kind of dinosaur they are, what kind of princess they are, and choosing 2 strengths for each. When these would assist in a task at hand, the player gets extra dice to roll. The paleontologist, game master, meanwhile has a pool of obstacle dice. This starts at a value determined by the number of obstacles which are preventing the players from solving the problem at hand. When the players attempt to complete a step towards solving the problem, the pool may grow or shrink, depending on who gets more successes. In all, the game helps introduce kids to the idea of free-form nature of RPGs versus their typical board or video game. There are no complex conditional modifiers. Everything is about presenting a problem and inventing ways you could solve it. And of course, all the art is coloring book style, and the kids are encouraged to draw their dinosaur princess on their character sheet. Alright, so let's imagine that somehow you are the only person in your friend circle who enjoys dinosaurs. If that incredibly horrific situation is your life, first, I am so sorry for you. And second, you can consider picking up Clever Girl. Clever Girl is a solo, journaling RPG with 2 distinct sides. Drawing upon the very familiar origin of its title, the game focuses on a dinosaur park which has suffered its catastrophic failure. You play as either the sole human survivor of the catastrophe, exploring themes of isolation, guilt, and death, or as one of the escaped raptors, exploring themes of abuse, revenge, and of course, death. The game utilizes a number of different materials throughout the game. A 6-sided die, of course, but also a deck of cards with jokers removed, a tumbling block tower, like Jenga, and 10 tokens. In each game day, you will roll a 6-sided die, then take that many cards from the deck. Flip the first card up, consult the guide to see what event it represents, complete the needed task, then move on to the next card. After all cards are completed, grab your camera, audio device, or good old pen and paper and record your journal entry for the day. If the tower falls, if you run out of cards to draw, or if all 4 kings are played, you die. However, if you manage to draw the Ace of Hearts and complete its event, you are able to complete your goal, either escape or eating the last survivor, and you win the game. Now, for the asterisk. Clever Girl is a solo, journaling RPG. If you like, you can play this game as a 2-player competitive game, with 1 player controlling the human and 1 the raptor. The game becomes a race to complete your objective first, without being the first to hit a loss condition. If you're looking for something for a night of solo, dinosauring, this might be of interest to you. The fact that it has effectively 3 game modes to play does give it some replayability that some journaling solo games lack. Alright, we know why we really want to play a dino game. It's so that you can ride a T-Rex. But simply having a dino mount isn't worthy of this list. So how about having players control both humans and dinosaur companions? If you've ever wanted to strap a flamethrower onto a Triceratops and ride it screaming into battle, I offer you Predation. A Cypher System setting, Predation is a future past game of human explorers and their dinosaur companions. Each player will control a human, of course, but they will also control someone else's dinosaur companion. Hundreds of years in the future, time travel was invented. And like every sane person would do, people decided to travel back to the age of the dinosaur. However, things went wrong and the time travel process broke, leaving these people trapped back in time. They survived using their advanced knowledge to breed and bioengineer dinosaurs. Now you, their children or grandchildren, stand to inherit what they have built, and the knowledge that someday it will all be destroyed when the asteroid falls. Can you tell why I love this? I mean, there's a reason I immediately ordered a hard copy of it. Being a Cypher System game, it has familiar bones. You create your classes through the normal adjective, noun, who, verbs system, which is great for helping define a concept in a short and sweet message. Now, if you're unfamiliar with it, you are choosing a descriptor, adjective, a type, noun, and a focus, verb. Here, of course, you have adapted types, nouns, and foci, verbs, which fit well the theme of the setting. Each of these contributes to your character's capabilities. The type is the closest analog to a class in most systems. This is where the brunt of your abilities come from. The descriptor then modifies your start slightly, with a bonus to one of your pools, a minor ability, a skill, and some area of ineffectiveness. The focus then gives your character some unique ability. But where this game differentiates itself is with the companion. Each player may choose to have a companion. Yeah, it's not required, but why are you playing this game if not to have a dino pet? You pick a category of creature, which will give it some basic statistics and a pool of abilities to choose from as it advances. You also choose a disposition, which gives it some benefit as well as personality traits. While the player will make rolls to influence their companion, one of the other players will actually control it, defining its reactions to your successful or failed attempts to influence. The Cypher System is a pure roll versus a target number. While most systems would have this as a roll and add mechanic, instead, any strengths or weaknesses directly modify the difficulty of the challenge, which affects the target number. This may seem equivalent to roll and add, just in reverse, but the distinction is that the modifications are done to the difficulty, not to the target number. The target number for the roll is 3 times the difficulty of the task. So by lowering the difficulty by 1, you lower the target number by 3. While yes, it is still similar in concept to roll and add, by making the distinction, you have the benefit of simpler numbers, rather than needing to triple the impact of bonuses. Anyway, there is a lot more to this system than I can cover here, so let me know in the comments if you'd like a full Cypher System tutorial. I'm tempted to do one just for the opportunity to rank all the various settings they've put out. So if you are a fan of future past settings and the idea of tricking out a dino companion with mods and bioengineering thrills you, this may just be a system for you. So there we have it. 5 systems putting the focus where it belongs on our scaly predecessors. Did any of them pique your interest? If so, you'll find affiliate links to them in the description. They don't cost you anything extra, and by picking up the game through it, you help support the channel. Or if you'd like to support more directly, we do have a Ko-fi, tip jar, and Patreon, where most videos will be available early. But really, the best support you could give would be to like the video, comment your favorite dinosaur, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, give me that dislike if you hated it, or if somehow you stuck around this far despite thinking dinosaurs are lame, and that I'm lame for liking them. Anyway, if you'd like to learn about more games, consider checking out one of these videos here. I'm partial to the one about systems you'd enjoy if you're a fan of Ravenloft. And with that, thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.